heading out on another gold prospecting adventure. Appalachian Prospectors. Welcome to another episode of On the River. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the Keene A52 High Banker Dredge Combo, and I will be setting up for high banking. A lot of folks who are new to gold prospecting often ask, what sluice do you recommend? One I recommend is the Keene A52. The reason why is because you can build upon it, and you don't have to buy it all at once. First get the legs. You can use this with the sluice, and then during the off season purchase the rest one at a time. Get the crash box, get all the hoses. The engine is the most costly piece. Purchase that when you can. When next season rolls around, you'll be ready to go. The first thing I put on are the legs. Tighten the legs down on the end of the sluice box. You can adjust them later. Next, you want to put on the crash box, but you want to take out the punch plate so it don't get in your way. You want to carry a small toolkit with you, and for this you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver and a 7/16" wrench. You don't need a big toolkit, but you want enough tools so if you're going to work on your motor or anything like that, you have them. It's always good to have. Put the side bolts in first. It's just easier that way, the way it holds the crash box in place, so you can get the bolts in the bottom afterwards. Once you have the side bolts in place, and just finger tight, raise the legs up by the crash box and then tighten those down. That way you can easily get your bolts in the bottom. Once you have your bolts in place in the bottom, finger tight, grab your screwdriver and your wrench and tighten them down. Once you have your bottom bolts tight, you want to adjust your crash box so that it is level with your sluice box. And once you have it level, tighten your side bolts down. Once you have your crash box all level and tight, put your punch plate back in. Put it back in, put your wing nut back on there, and tighten it down. you can put your high banker in place where you plan to work. Now you can adjust your high banker. If you notice on the side, I drew looks like a cross on the side. And what it is, that horizontal line, when that is level, that is giving me 1 inch per foot drop. And that's right about where it's going to put me right in the neighborhood of where I want to run. Then I will just fine tune it later as I need to, as I watch it run and see how the material's running through it. Now it's time to put on the hoses. I'm going to put on the garden hose, and the garden hose is for like clean out and stuff like that. Or if, you know, I got a lot of material in the box and I want a little extra spray on there, I just hose it down with the garden hose. Once you have your supply line hooked up, now it's time to hook up your pump and motor. So get that hooked up on the other end, and then you also want to get that primed up and ready to go. On the end of your suction hose, there's a foot valve, and you shake that back and forth in the water, forcing water up into the suction hose. And it works like a check valve. It doesn't allow the water to flow back out. So, and what you want to do is you want to get your water up to your pump before you attach your supply line to your high banker. Now it's time to fire up the motor. I always look at the crash box and make sure the sprayer bars are spraying properly and wash the material down through. Then I take a look in the sluice box and make sure that it's running evenly down through the sluice box and not to one side or the other, and to make sure it's not running too fast. And today it looks like I have it right on the money, so I'm good to go. You can also find Appalachian Prospectors on Library, which is a blockchain multimedia protocol, so check us out.